Hi, you guys. So I wanted to talk to you about something that was said to me earlier this week. It came from a coworker, and it was in response to me already having worked a shift at work, me not wanting to work a second one that same day right after another, work like a 16-hour day for that person so they could go home. And it was something along the lines of, you really seem to get sick at the most convenient times. And it just really pissed me off because it's like, you know what? No, it's never convenient to be sick. I don't choose to feel like crap. And you don't get to decide, when I feel well and don't feel well. You don't get to pick what shifts I work. My managers do that, and my managers are fully aware of my situation. They know that I can only work 6 to 8 hour shifts, that I can only work, 4 or 5 times a week tops. I work like 20, 30 hours a week. And, a lot of my coworkers are giving me some serious shit about this. Like, I work 40 and 50 hours a week. I get overtime. I'm pulling all the weight around here and blah, blah. And it's like, you're not me. I'm not you. If I could work that much, that would be freaking awesome because then I would have money to pay for stuff. I want money too. I want to be able to have this apartment that I pay for myself. Ben and I split it in half. He doesn't support me. And then be able to go shopping and buy whatever I want. I don't get to do that. I am very, broke because I don't work as much as I should. And the thing of it is I can't. I get very stressed out very easily. Along with my irritable bowel syndrome, it's now been confirmed that I have celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disorder, which makes so much sense because I'm sick all the time. I have all these skin disorders, and I get cold sores, which I realize that's, a whole other virus, but it happens whenever I get stressed, and I get stressed all the time. So I will break out. I don't really get so much in the way of zits, but just my skin completely changes, and I just get very anxious, and I worry that brings on stomach aches, and then I have flares, and I can't sleep, and it's just, some people can't handle what other people can, and I'm one of those people. When I am exposed to somebody who has a cold or the flu, I don't care how long I interact with that person, I'm gonna get it. Just because I'm immunocompromised. I seriously am sick with at least a cold or an infection of some sort most of the time. And it's something that not everybody knows about. I keep it quiet. I get throat infections constantly. I have really big tonsils that should have come out when I was a kid, but that's a whole other story, that are inflamed like 100% of the time. And I always have to scoop things out of them. It's like infectious pus and, yeah. Sorry if I went a little bit on a tangent there. But, I keep a lot of this quiet because I fake it. Wow, what is this sorcery? Yeah, I fake it. I pretend like I feel better than I really do. I pop some Advil. I take some of my other voodoo, witchy, holistic remedies. It's mostly just vitamins and minerals and different, and all natural things. I don't take medicine. And I pretend I'm feeling okay. I put on my makeup, I do my hair, I suck it up, and I work for my 6-hour shift. I come home and I am exhausted. Maybe I'll take a nap for a little bit and then I'll feel okay. And it's just, I just really wish that people would stop comparing themselves to others in every aspect of our lives. Not even just this. And other people who have chronic illnesses or invisible illnesses, comparing themselves to others. I don't have cancer, I don't have Crohn's disease, and I understand that those are far worse than what I could ever possibly imagine with my celiac and IBS. And, there are varying degrees of everything. Like, some people are way down here, and they only get bloated and have minor tummy aches, and some people are up here to where they honestly don't know what's wrong, and out of the hospital all the time, and there's every variation in between. Every everybody is different. Don't assume that because you feel fine with this method of treatment that I will feel fine. I have tried everything except for medicine, which is something that I will not take it. I tried everything natural to combat my problems, and a lot of it works for a while and then stops working. But, one thing that I will not try is, something just because you say that it worked for you, and it's some crazy, ridiculous, like, eat a flower or something. I do my research, I find out what works for the majority of people, and that's what I do. And I really wish that, along with comparing ourselves, that we would stop, like, self-diagnosing and diagnosing others. And I am not the same as you. Works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not work for you. And at least I realize that, and I can adapt to that. And you go, Ariel, actually, I have a problem with soy. I can't eat it. And then I will revise a recipe that I made so that it can work for you. Or say, you know what, don't want to eat this then. Come up with something else. But you just understand that everybody in this world is different. And then just another thing along the same pattern here is people thinking that I'm, like, faking it. And it's not you guys, of course, because you understand. It's the normal people who, look at me and say, you're not sick, you don't look sick. Like, no, I don't look sick because I put on some eyeliner today. And I put some blush on so it looks like I'm not pale as fuck. And I have a smile on my face because I know that tomorrow will be a better day. I might be feeling like crap, and you might never know it. But when it comes to the time that I'm really feeling like crap and I need to get it out, just be there to listen, or don't tell me that I'm faking it or that you don't believe me just because you don't understand what it feels like to not look sick. Most of us, most of you normal people, you get food poisoning and you're in the bathroom for, hours on end, and you feel like you're going to die. Well, guess what? That's what I feel like more often than not. Not so much now that I've, found out that I had celiac and eliminated gluten from my diet, but I've had flares. In this past month, I've had 2 they lasted for like 3 days, and it was just me, like, sitting on the toilet, hating my life, and then afterwards I would be so tired that I couldn't get out of bed. Imagine feeling sick like that all the time. Can you imagine that? No. It sucks. And then, like, everything to go along with it, too. Like I said, I get sick all the time for no reason, and I'm tired. Just next time that somebody with a chronic illness or an invisible illness or whatever, you don't even know what their problem is, says that they don't feel good, just say, you know what, I really hope that you feel better. And that's all you need to say. And I would just like to add to that I am not a whiner. Like I said, you most of the time will not know that I'm feeling sick because I fake it. I only whine and crab when I am really feeling like shit. So that's not, terribly often, but it's more often than I would say the average person. And, I would like to know some of your takes on this. Some video replies would be cool. Maybe from somebody who even has something a little bit more intense, like Crohn's disease, for instance. I would like to know what other people have to say about this topic, because I don't really have anybody to relate to. My best friend has Guillain-Barré, which is another, chronic invisible autoimmune disorder, and it left her paralyzed for a little while. She's fine now, but it's something that can always come back. And she would I lived with her for a little bit. She would seriously just lay in bed for days at a time because she felt like shit. And I totally know how it feels. And it's great to have somebody that knows how I feel when I say that I'm having a bad day. But you know, she's probably the only person that I can really relate to. And I really wish that some people not knew what it felt like. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy, but I just wish that they could be more sympathetic towards us as a whole. You know, my boyfriend is great. He didn't really know so much how bad it was until we lived together. But when I had a flare the other day that was really bad and I was in bed for most of the day, he like went out and bought me some, you know, snacks and drinks to make me feel better, and he just laid there and comforted me, got that heating pad on, and he just listened. And he's one of those people that will work 70 hours a week just because he can, because he likes it, and he doesn't judge me for only working 20, and I think that's great, and I wish more people were like him. So, you know what, you guys should all become more like Ben Jones. Look him up, he's awesome. I guess that's the end of my rant for today. Like I said, I would love some replies. Is your take on this topic? And to any of you non-sick people watching this video, I don't know really why you would be, but to you, be nice to somebody who has an invisible illness. Be nice. So I hope all your tummies are happy today. If you liked this video, or even if you didn't, please subscribe and check out my blog, nomoorebellyaches.com.